Just while you mentioned it in passing there, I'm sure some of the guys here, it'll be the first time they've heard it. Deontay Wilder will be at ringside on Saturday night.
He will be at ringside on Saturday night. He's working for BT. Fights happen for reasons, 2 reasons, and they don't happen for 2 reasons. 1, the money's got to be right, and 2, you either fancy the fight or you don't. Wilder, Tyson, the money's okay, and they both want the fight. Joshua, somebody didn't want the fight. Wilder wanted it. They made a huge offer. I think it's been well reported, and I see the thing that they put together for him.
Did you actually see this, Frank?
Yes. Yes.
Because you're not the promoter of that boxer, are you?
No.
So did you actually see it?
You sound like Tony Bellin.
Oh, yes, I do, so I better shut up. Mind me on business.
Yes. I know, mind your own. I'm sure Shelley Fink will be over here and he'll tell you yourself, when they were putting the bid together to the offer to Joshua, I helped him with it in some of the matters of what they were looking for, what BT would put in, would BT be interested in buying the fight? Because remember, they were buying the rights to promote the fight, and BT were very interested in broadcasting it. It wasn't about being on Sky for them, it was about who came up with the most money, so we were talking. But the bottom line of it all is that he was offered $50 million guarantee, and if he lost the fight, a rematch with a guarantee of $30 million. That was the bottom line. Could have been more than that. So for me, the money's right. That's huge money. I can't see it, boxers walking away from a guarantee of $80 million minimum. So the only answer, the reason the fight didn't happen is they don't fancy it. So who doesn't fancy it? I don't know whether it's the promoter doesn't fancy it. I know the trainer don't fancy it. He never makes any comment on it. But I know that Robert McCracken doesn't fancy that fight. And that's where it's at. So, but you know what? That fight's gone. We talk about it till the cows come home. In the meantime, Anthony Joshua is fighting Povetkin, who had a real tough fight with, what's his name? David Price. A very tough fight with David Price, I think tells you where they're at with that. And Tyson's got to get this one out of the way. It's no foregone conclusion. He gets this out of the way, and that fight's happening. And, Wilder against Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, it's the biggest fight out there. You tell me a bigger fight that's taking place. This fight's going to happen. It will happen, provided it comes through. You tell me something that's not bigger than that. Huge fight. It's a big fight because these guys want to see who's the best. And the winner of that fight, if it happens, the winner of that fight will be the best heavyweight in the world. They won't be going with begging bowls to Anthony Joshua. They will be the number one. The fans will know it, and they're the people who matter. The fans will know who were the 2 guys who stepped up to the plate, who are the 2 guys who are getting in the ring to prove they're the best, who got the balls to do it. And the winner of that
Always
fight...
said no swearing, Frank.
Do it's not swearing.
No, but balls is, isn't it?
As in footballs. Right.
Tyson, sorry. If you get it done Saturday night and Wilder is ringside, what will your message be to Wilder?
Big right hand on the jaw. Take that, Slink. Listen, you can't count your eggs before they hatch.
That's exactly right, yeah.
And I'm not focusing on Wilder or anybody else. All I care about is Pianetta. That's it. All them other fights, they're not happening, in my opinion.
Until this one.
Where I'm thinking process is, I'm only fighting this man in front of me. I can only fight one man at a time. I can't fight an army at once. And that's what it is. I'm focusing on him, nobody else. I don't care about Wilder, anybody else who's going to be there. They're none of my concern. Only concern is this fella.